Hey y'all, it's Laura and welcome back to a new series called Wild About Washi. And the lovely Shannon from She's Crafty is going to be collaborating with me on the third Sunday of every month, and we're going to be showing you as many ways as we can come up with to use washi. Now, for my first layout, I decided to do something I love to do. I'm going to create a background with some washi, but first I'm going to trace these templates I've just made out of chipboard using my bowls. And I love having big circle templates of a variety of sizes to use for just this purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these circles out and then cover them with washi. Now I will be using my April stash kit for this one, which is based largely on a variety of Vicky Boutin collections. And so of course I'm going to be bringing in some Vicky Boutin washi tapes as well, which I had added to the stash kit. But I'll grab a few more just so I have a good variety. And the idea here is to create big bold circles in the background. We'll have a pretty simple base and then big bold circles, and then I have one photo that I really want to showcase in a big way, and we're going to cut that into a circle too. Now that's not something I do very often. I'm not really one to cut my photos into shapes, but when I have a background like this that's going to be completely circle based, I feel like a rectangle photo sometimes stands out a little bit too much and doesn't quite fit in with the design. And so I did find a photo that would be able to be cut into a circle, and it works beautifully. Now, in the midst of my cutting, my mat got a little askew here. And I have to be honest, when I was editing the video, that made me a bit crazy. But unfortunately, this Fiskars mat does move a little bit on my background, and I will fix it once I realize. But I'm adding just a variety of tapes. I've added this first one is a beautiful stripe that is from the Storyteller collection. And then I'm just adding in a lot of other tapes that have pretty much one color to them that pulls from that stripe. So all of them are coordinated with the stripe, they match the stripe, but they don't necessarily match each other. So you have wide pops here of navy and yellow and teal. And these colors, like I'm showing you, all tie back in with the stripe. And I'm just going to keep repeating those colors. So again, I'm not bringing in 15 different types of washi. I've picked one that brings in all of the other colors and then just repeating the other three in a pattern. And that way they all coordinate, they all go together really well. I'm purposely going off the edges of the circle so I can make sure that the entire shape is covered. And this goes really quickly, even not sped up by editing, and I really enjoyed this process. Now I will say that I did not put tape down first before I added all this washi, and in retrospect I kind of wish I had, because some of the tapes have already started lifting a little bit. I've had to go back and add a little bit of glue here and there to make sure that they stay down. Now, if I was redoing this, I probably would go ahead and add some tape or glue in the background, or just use a really sticky set of washi tapes for this one. So now that these are pretty much covered, I'm just making sure to follow the pattern with all of my washis. I left this whole process in because I think it's helpful to see what order I was going in, how I modified the design along the way, and the fact that I started in the center and not at the edge, because you don't necessarily want a perfect edge on either side. Going partially off the edge actually has a better look to it. It just looks a little bit more interesting when the design flies off the edge. So now that I have filled in all three of these circles, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess around the outside, turning it over so that I can see better what shape I'm actually cutting, and so I don't cut into my circle as well as the washi tape. Now I think these came out really, really cool, and I was super excited to get them onto a background. Now at first I thought I was going to put them on a white cardstock background, but in the end I don't end up going with that because I really wanted them to pop. And on the white cardstock background, they did to some extent, but they also didn't. And so I end up going with a really beautiful navy instead. Now, if you are taking on this particular design, you certainly don't have to use this particularly bright, colorful type of washi. There we go. finally see that it's gone a bit awry and decided to go ahead and straighten out my mat. So I did cut one of the large circles into 2 pieces so that I could have a design that goes off the edges, because like I said, it does look much neater or more interesting when a design goes off the edges of a paper rather than just stopping right at the corners. And this is my photo. So this is a picture of my oldest son Alex and my uncle, and they're having a very deep discussion at our homeschool table. And I used a circle die to cut out a frame, and this white piece here that I'm inserting around my circle pieces is actually just the inside cutout, and I decided that I'll use that to add my journaling. So I will tape everything down off camera, but first I wanted to bring in some of these vellum gold foiled circles from the Storyteller collection that I have in my April stash kit. And I'm just going to sprinkle them around the clusters. A few of the larger circles will move slightly here and there, and I really think this turns out really cool. It's a little bit different. It's outside of what I normally go for, but I had so much fun challenging myself to use a lot of washi on a page, because quite often I will use it just as a quick border in between patterned paper and cardstock, or as a frame for my photos. But this really does bring attention to the washi itself and uses quite a bit on a page. And if you're anything like me, you have hoarded an abundant supply of washi tapes, and you could use some of them up and it would be quite all right. It is my goal to finish up a couple of rolls of washi this year, and I don't know if I'll make it, but I'm certainly going to try. And this new series is going to be going up every single month so that we can share with you some ideas of using up your washi. Now, the significance of this photo is that my Uncle Larry moved down here to Mississippi to be closer to my family and the kids especially, and help out with my dad, spend some time with my dad when he was still alive. And then after Dad had passed, he kind of stepped into that grandpa, papa sort of role with my kids, and has kind of filled in the gap that my dad left when he passed away. And so it's been these kind of moments that I really want to document for the kids and to share with them in the future how valuable the time that he put in to building these relationships with the kids really, really is. Now, I don't know how everyone else's family is, but growing up, I had a huge family. Both of my parents had 4 siblings each. I had an extensive number of aunts and uncles, and we were pretty close with all of them to some extent. And I have many vivid memories of hanging out at my Uncle Larry's house growing up, especially when he lived close to us. We were very, very young. And then when I was a teenager, he lived the other side of the state, and we would go spend multiple weeks in the summer with him and his wife, my Aunt Kathy. And so I am so glad that my kids also get to experience that really close-knit relationship with my aunts and uncles, because they don't have very many aunts and uncles. I have one brother, and my husband is an only child. So it's kind of amazing to see the great uncles and the great aunts step in and kind of still fill that role for my kids as well as they did for my brother and I as kids. So I'm also bringing in these puppy stickers from Vicky Booten's Kaleidoscope collection, and I'm going to draw in some lines for my journaling on this white circle. Adding the lines in the journaling will help this blend in a little bit better with the background, and it won't stand out quite so much compared to the navy blue and the bold circles. My title is in white and says "Loving This." It's a little easier to see in person than it is on camera, but I think it's a nice way to bring in another pop of white. So you have the 2 circles that are white, and then the white title that just kind of helps make it all make sense. Also, these vellum circles are a little bit more vibrant in person, and I think you'll see them better in the photos at the end as well. So adding my finishing touches of Nouveau Drop, and then splattering with some Heidi Swapp Color Shine Gold ink around the outside of the top and bottom of the diagonal flow of these circles. And that just kind of helps the very, very bright, bold design kind of blend into the background gradually. That fills in a lot of white space, which in the current moment is navy space, and just kind of makes it feel finished to me. That's it for this one, guys. Be sure to check out Shannon. She's crafty, and until next time, bye!